All right, another part of our series for the basics of estate planning documents is our designation of healthcare surrogate. Some states call that a healthcare power of attorney. Some states call that a healthcare proxy. It's the same thing. Every state's different. Florida is not special. Everybody comes here saying, oh, well, Florida law is different. Well, every state is going to be different. So we do feel like, when you move to a state and that's your primary residence, your documents need to reflect that state's law. So if you come from Florida and you move to another state, I'm always going to tell those clients, go talk to an attorney in that state to make sure that their documents are current to that state law. So in Florida, it's called a healthcare surrogate. So I am designating someone to make my medical decision. It does not say, if this happens, do this. It is going to say, Josh is my primary healthcare surrogate, and if Josh can't act, then this sister can act, and if this sister can't act, this sister. So I'm laying it out, that succession of who can act for me. And I can change that, right? So I can do a new healthcare surrogate. If Josh predeceases me, then I can say, okay, well, maybe my kids are old enough now to make healthcare decisions for me, and I can come in and take my sister off and add one of my kids. So you do want to make sure you're looking at your healthcare surrogate. Make sure you're naming someone who has the ability to make tough end-of-life decisions. There are some personalities that are just not capable of doing that. They're, maybe too emotional, and it wouldn't be fair to them to put them in a position if they were forced to make an end-of-life decision. And I also tell people you need to let the person know that you're naming. And if you have more than one kid, you want to make sure both kids know, because there are some children, adult children, that will get upset if mom or dad didn't name them. Well, it's not fair for them to deal with that, frustration or that expectation that you didn't set for them through the sibling when you're incapacitated and can't explain your reasons. So we always want you to communicate to the people you named and to those family members or loved ones in your circle so that they understand why you did it. So if they have an issue, even though you have the right to name whoever you want, you can explain why. So again, your healthcare surrogate's making all of your medical decisions. It's not just end of life. It could be switching meds, changing doctors, we're gonna go to this assisted living, have this home health, or it could be, we're not gonna give them a feeding tube, and that's an end of life decision. So definitely think that through. And I know when we, working in the community of the villages and the surrounding retirement communities, we see incapacity, we see death at a greater volume. So it's part of our conversation almost daily. So we have the opportunity to share examples with our family members who maybe don't live in this community and don't see it as often. So make sure that you're having the conversations. And I know it's tough, it can be very emotional, but it's going to benefit your loved ones if they know what you would want, or at least they know the big picture of how you view quality of life. Again, that's your designation of healthcare surrogate, and that's the person who's going to make all of your medical decisions for you. All right, hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.